we have the first woman Nassau County executive. That is exciting.
Tonight, Nassau voted to end the culture of corruption.
Today's Chapter Network and Chapters Community Support Services nonprofit program with Laura Curran has been changed to Friday, July 2nd at 2:30, when we will have an exclusive opportunity to thank Nassau County Executive Laura Curran for her outstanding leadership over the last 3 years. Under her leadership and administration, she's been able to clean up corruption, establish real fiscal responsibility, and provide the quality public services that Nassau's 1.3 million residents expect. As the first woman ever elected to this role, she's prioritized bringing more voices to the table, working in tandem with all of Nassau's diverse communities, making Nassau County, New York stronger. Please join us in celebrating the amazing career of Laura Curran on the Chapters Wrap, where unity and diversity meet one chapter at a time. Together, we will continue to provide edutainment as we fully support Nassau County Executive Laura Curran in her efforts for re-election. That's the Chapters Network, live stream July 2nd at 2:30 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook, and on Mondays on Optimum Cable Channel 115 at 10 p.m. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
I came to New York running away from a situation and, not really having a lot. And they have a lot of pantries all over Long Island. So I've been to a few of their pantries, and I'm a veteran as well. My kids, I'm kind of a strict parent, so kids ask for a lot of things, so I'm very honest with my children, and I let them know right now, mommy's not doing so great, because at one point I was doing really well. So when things start to fall apart, I let them know, okay, mommy can't sit here and buy you everything that you want right now. Mommy's struggling a little bit, and then I'll let them know mommy has to go out to the pantry to get some food. And then when I got the job, they was like, oh, mommy, you got a job, yay! We kind of went out to celebrate. They were so excited. You go in, and they're very welcoming. They can tell that you're nervous. They can tell that it's your first time. They can tell that you don't really want to take everything. They're like, we have plenty of it, go ahead. You don't want to go and ask for help. You don't want to say, okay, well, I need this, because you don't want people to look down on you. And to be able to go, get the help, and then them saying, come back, don't worry about it. We have more. We'll get more on this day. If you come back every day, every week on this day, we'll have something here for you. Don't even worry about it. That's nice and reassuring, because it's not, why do you need this? Everyone cares. They genuinely cares. The title Long Island Cares, they really care. They see you having a bad day, they'll ask, are you okay? They won't pry because they don't want to, be pushy, but they'll ask, are you okay? Is everything all right? Do you need anything? And it's not about whether you need something at work. They care about your personal life too. Everything okay at home? If you ever need anybody to talk to, we're here. I'd like to thank Long Island Cares for helping me and my family and getting us on our feet in an expedited time, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be okay right now. We'd probably still be struggling, going back and forth to all these different food pantries, trying to get food and figure out what's going to be the next move. And I appreciate everything that they've done. Myself and my children are very grateful for everything they've done.
Nonprofit called Ability Beyond Disabilities. So Rachel, take it away.
Well, before we begin this joyous moment, I want to say big thanks to the Alvarez family, because nobody represents this joyous song of our country more than them. So, yay, I love you guys. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming?
All over the world, everybody join What is up with it? Welcome to a very special Chapters Rap Show episode featuring Laura Curran, the Nassau County executive herself, of legend. And speaking of legends, I have to give a big tribute, as always, to Harry Chapin, the musician who has inspired Long Island Cares, who has done a lot of work for Long Island Cares, and has inspired us to do Long Island Cares. And I figure there's really only one way to kick off this amazing segment than with some Harry Chapin. A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking before I knew it. And as he grew, say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy, little man on the moon. And you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll be together, man. We'll have a good time, man. The son turned 10 just the other day. Said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today. He shook his head and said, that's okay. And as he walked away, his smile never dimmed. Say, I'm gonna be like him. No, I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy, little man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll be together, man. We'll have a good time, man. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man that I had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? Shook his head as he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Oh, man, when you come home, son, I don't know when. We'll be together, man. We'll have a good time, man. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. Called him up just the other day. I'd like to see you if you don't mind. I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. See, the new jobs are hassling the kids of the flu, but it was sure nice talking to you, Dad. It was sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, you'd grown up just like me. Yeah. Oh, it was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. Don't be together then. Cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. Don't be together then. Oh, having a good time there.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so very much. This is a special edition of the Chapters Rap here at NYPVG Studios. So I want to thank all the boys behind the scenes for putting this together. Charlie, Carmine, Joe, and Peter. God bless you guys for everything that you do all the time. So thank you so very much. But we have the wonderful opportunity of having Nassau County Executive Laura Curran. Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I have to tell you, that song always makes me cry.
Yes.
Every time. So I really had to not cry because I knew we were doing an interview, so I kept it together.
But we brought some tissues. Just
all
in
right,
case.
that's very nice. There's something about that song. Since I was a little girl, it just
Mhm.
gets me. Walking through Walgreens, wherever I hear it. Anyway, but I'm good now.
Yes.
He did a great job. Congratulations.
Yes,
It was
that's
fabulous.
Tyler.
Really
He's a
beautiful.
great. He's
On the
overcome
dulcimer.
some great challenges in life, and he plays that dulcimer thing, and he does a really great job
Beautiful.
with
It's
it.
a beautiful instrument.
And I know you love music.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
yes. But it's been a challenging time for all of us over the last couple of years. But let's go back in time, January 1st, 2018. At that moment when you got sworn in, how'd you feel when that was happening?
Well, I had campaigned really hard the previous year, and I remember it was a freezing cold day. Didn't know it was going to be 9 degrees when I decided, let's do it outside.
Well, you're
The
from
whole-
Canada.
I am from Canada, so you think I'd be a little ready for it. But the whole point, I wanted to show, my campaign was about we need a fresh start in
Right.
Nassau County, a breath of fresh air. Those were all the things that we were talking about. So what exemplifies that better than doing it outside? 9 degrees. The best part was when Senator Schumer got up to make his speech. He stood up and he ripped it and said, "It's too cold. I'm not making a speech. Congratulations." And I kept my speech very short, but it was very exciting,
Yes.
because we have such wonderful residents. We've got great workers in the county, and I knew it was an opportunity to really start to make some positive change here in our beautiful place where we live.
And you have made such great changes, but to have your family up there to share that moment, it doesn't get better than that, right?
Yeah, it was a long campaign. It took a lot of energy, and the families, I have 3 girls and a very patient husband. The family sacrifices a lot, so it was a really nice celebration. And of course, who knew what this next 4 years
Yeah,
would bring?
right.
But you knew that there was going to be a lot of work. There were going to be a lot of curveballs, a lot of unexpected things. But it's that feeling like, all right, we got it. We're ready for
Right.
anything. What do you got?
All right. Well, we got everything.
We
That's for
did.
sure. I'm going to go into that in a little bit. But we recently you were at Oceanside Park dedicating a park to Detective Alvarez, and you were there. And we saw Rachel Barcelona sing the national
Yeah.
anthem. But I don't know if you noticed there was a clock there that said now. All the numbers were
Yes.
saying now. So when you look at that clock there, I mean, what are your thoughts about what you saw then, but also what it means in life?
Yeah, no, I think that's such a beautiful clock. So Lainey Alvarez, who was the wife of Luis, we reached out to her because we had a little county park called the Terrell Avenue Park, just not even a mile from where they live, where the family lives, and we thought it would be a nice idea to rename it. Well, Lainey, had some fabulous ideas. There's a meditation maze. There's a beautiful little pagoda. And that clock was her idea. She didn't want, a regular kind of memorial, the kind we see everywhere. She wanted something really special. And she wanted something to create a sanctuary where people could just come and meditate and be together, just think, enjoy themselves, but always be reminded that this is it. This is the moment that we're given. This is all we have, basically. And I just think it's really lovely and meaningful. And I remember sitting there at the dedication at the park and looking up at that and thinking, how true.
Right, it is definitely true. And a lot of us have unfinished business here. And there's a little quote here I just want to throw up on the screen about unfinished business. And I wanted to see if you felt like if in our dreams lies our unfinished work for the world, how do we make our dreams become reality? And do you have unfinished business here in Nassau County?
I think everything, it's always a work in progress. I find I'm, of a certain age now, but I find you're never done.
Right.
You can always make things better. You can always improve yourself, and you can always improve your surroundings. So it could be something as simple as, picking up trash when you're walking your dog, or checking on a neighbor, or, in my job, making sure that we keep Nassau County the safest community in America, making sure that we continue to be fiscally disciplined, making sure that we're supporting our businesses. You're never really done with any of these kinds of projects, with any of this kind of work. And I think the goal is to not let, sometimes inertia can set in and you think, oh, why bother? Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Right.
And just to think, while it may be difficult and why it may sometimes feel annoying and like a slog, if it's the right thing, in your heart that it's the right thing and it's worth keeping going.
Right. It's well said. And then the pandemic hit all of us, last year and shut everything down. And you were there in the forefront leading the way for Nassau County residents, but also working with Steve Malone and Suffolk County and all the tri-state area and all the New Yorkers. But talk about that moment, because I don't think you were prepared to take that on, nor was anyone else. But talk about those early days and the progression through that and where we are now.
So we got our first case here in Nassau, our first confirmed case, because clearly we had already had cases on March 5th of 2020. And I remember about a little more than a month earlier, I literally by the water cooler, I spoke to our doctor, Dr. Larry Eisenstein, our health commissioner. And I said, this virus that's in Wuhan, what's going on? What do you think? And I remember he said to me, it was I think late January, he said, my contacts at the CDC have never sounded more concerned. And he'd been through SARS, H1N1, all these different things. And then I said to myself, okay, this is serious. We just have to brace ourselves. And, you who knew? It was completely unpredictable. And I think our residents saw that it's county government. You got town, villages, city governments all within the county, but county government is the one that really responds to something like a pandemic, with the health department, with the ambulances, police. What do you do with the jail, the county morgue, our outreach offices, social services, getting food drives going, whatever it was, and supporting our local businesses as much as possible. So I advocated for our local businesses to be able to open, to be able to function, to be able to employ people and keep our economy going, and just to make sure society could function as much as possible given the shutdown.
Right, right. As a psychologist, my role was to kind of work with families and young people that were disconnected from schools, and even kids with special needs that were disconnected from services. How was your work in that area over time? I'm sure that was challenging for you.
Very challenging. I mean, just in my own personal life, I have kids in middle school and high school, and so I saw the results of that isolation and that lack of socialization and the regular fun stuff that they do. It's hard. It's very difficult, especially for adolescents. And I know there are a lot of mental health issues that have really sprung from this. I think about our seniors who have been alone and isolated and afraid. And our job at the county was to get information out to people, information that could help them, and also to connect them to all the resources out there. Mental health practitioners like yourself, other kinds of substance abuse help, suicide hotline, whatever it was. We really pushed that information out there because we have so many wonderful services and service providers. Sometimes the challenge is making that connection.
Right, especially in Long Island, because that's the challenge of keeping everybody together, because sometimes one town doesn't connect with the other. So
That's
I guess
right.
in your role, that's what you do, is to be that great connector. And there's a lot of issues with food insecurity during that time. So you were out on the path, in the streets, helping so many communities. Talk about that. We started the show off with Long Island Cares because we do a lot of work with Long Island Cares, and Tyler did a great job with Harry Chapin's rendition of Cats in the Cradle. But talk about providing food during a pandemic. That must have been a challenge, but everybody kind of chipped in Nassau County.
Yeah, it was amazing, the outpouring. And this is from all faith communities, businesses, schools, nonprofits, outpouring of food, of help, of PPE, whatever it was that was needed. But it was pretty scary. We saw the applications for food stamps triple, in one month.
Wow.
Believe it was the month of April of 2020, triple from the year before. So I am so grateful to Long Island Cares, to Island Harvest, to our other food pantries, the Inn, who really stepped in, and we did these massive food distributions. We made sure the pantries were stocked as much as we could. It was a big issue. A lot of financial insecurity out there.
Definitely. Where do you see things now? I mean, things are lifted. We're not where we need to be, but we're getting there. Where do you see things progressing? I mean, it's July 4th, so happy Independence Day, and a lot of people feeling freer now a little bit. Should we have concerns still, or what's the next step for us?
Well, happy Independence Day to you too. There's no such thing as completely risk-free. There's risks in everything you do in life. You get out of bed, there's a risk. You walk out the door, you get on the bus, whatever it is. But I believe, are in the best position possible to reclaim our summer. Our vaccination rate, we are leading the state, we're leading the nation. We are at about 79.5, almost 80% of adults vaccinated, about 94% of seniors 65 and over vaccinated. Wow. So whatever variant comes, it's going to reach a dead end wherever it tries to go if it comes to Nassau County.
Right.
And we see our businesses really coming back, and I encourage everyone to support your local businesses. Here we are in this lovely downtown in Belmore. And we want every dollar you spend in your local community, 66 cents on that dollar stays in the community. That's the best way. And everyone's got to eat. You always have to buy sneakers. You've got to shop. Instead of clicking, going to Amazon, which, of course, I'm guilty of doing it because it's convenient sometimes, but you try to go local as much as possible to really help your local businesses.
And real quick, how do you see the school system in Nassau County? Do you think we go back full force, everybody all in the schools, or do you think there's still that transitional period that we need?
I certainly hope we can come back full normal in September. And I'm speaking to a lot of our superintendents, and what they're asking is guidance to come from the state as quickly as possible. They don't want to find out, because the state is in charge of the schools. So they don't want to find out in late August what the rules are.
Right.
The sooner they can know, they can put it in place, it's hard to organize the opening of a school year in a normal year.
Right.
So they need as much information and guidance and protocols and all that as early as possible so they can get ready. But I am confident. I can say with confidence that I am confident we're going to have a normal school year.
Well, that's great to
Yeah.
hear. And having children on your own, I mean, that's important
It's
too.
very, very important.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
need to be in school. I never realized before this year how important
Right.
that social piece was.
Right. And a lot of those seniors that lost that last bit of high school,
Yeah.
proms and graduations and all that kind of stuff, yearbook
know.
signing and all that kind, we're going to try to have to get that back somehow. But I've been on the board a couple of years ago of the Hempstead Boys and Girls Club, and I went through a transition. It was there for 20 something years. And my colleague, Tony Burden, which you'll meet in a few minutes, and I were board members. Unfortunately, it closed due to finances and infrastructure situations in Hempstead. So for 3 years now, there hasn't been a solid Hempstead program after school. And I decided I wanted to take on this issue today with you here, just to kind of hear our thoughts. But I wanted to kind of show our viewers a little bit what the Boys and Girls Club does on a nationwide level. So let's check it out.
Opportunity isn't always given a door to knock on, so we built one. The door to our kids' futures is often crowded by temptation and misdirection, making it difficult for them to reach their full potential. But once they enter that door, our club door, inside is a place of hope and opportunity. The second home for the nearly 4 million kids we serve every year after school and in the summer. Inside our doors, youth development professionals and mentors provide the guidance, support, and encouragement needed for every kid and teen in an enriching and safe environment, no matter their circumstances. Boys and Girls Club set the standard as the #1 advocate for youth during the out-of-school time. We assure success is within reach for all kids and teens in America, with club members on track to graduate from high school with a plan for the future, demonstrating good character, and living a healthy lifestyle. We're leading America's youth, fostering success well beyond the basketball court through hundreds of programs, from robotics to the culinary arts, providing unlimited opportunities for those seeking. This hope and opportunity builds character, creates leaders, and helps all kids define their future. Ensuring young people find their passions, reach for their dreams, and achieve their full potential. Much can be found inside our 4,000 doors nationwide and on military installations around the world. Boys and Girls Clubs is the opportunity for all kids, and our doors are open. Great futures start here.
Well, that's the Boys and Girls Club. And Tony Burden, welcome, and Kevin Boone, welcome to the show.
Thank
You guys are doing outstanding work in Hempstead, but also in Nassau County. But Tony, do you have some unfinished business yourself?
Do I have unfinished business? Yes, I like what Ms. Curran said earlier about, you get to be a certain age and you realize that life is an evolution, and you really do have a constant evolution of unfinished business, specifically with youth. One good thing about youth, there's always going to be youth. Kids are born every day, and kids become children. They are our future, and I've taken a real a real liking to supporting the youth that we have in not only our communities here, but our communities, around the state. And specifically with the Hempstead Boys and Girls Club, I heard what you stated about, what we came in to try to do, and it didn't work out as well as we wanted to work out at that time. However, we made a commitment to ensure that we would pose as advocates to ensure that, the kids in the village of Hempstead, had the same opportunities and the same availability for, youth programs as kids across Long Island do. Becoming a mom, taught me that, one thing all parents in well-meaning adults have in common is that they want the best for their families. They want the best for their kids. So yes, definitely have some unfinished business. We are definitely seeking to, see what we can do to bring youth programs more thriving into the community of Hempstead.
And Kevin, you're the village town trustee.
Village Hempstead trustee.
Yes, and talk about your role in what you do for the Hempstead, but also what Tony's talking about for the Boys and Girls Club or any after-school programming.
Okay. Well, I'm along with Mayor Hobbs. I'm one of the trustees out of 3 that have been elected as of April 5th to govern the village, along with the mayor, Mayor Waylon Hobbs of Hempstead. We're looking forward to do something that's really never been done, which has been to partner more with the school. The village of Hempstead and the school district have always been separate entities. But one of the things that the mayor would like to do is to bridge that gap and to work together with the school district, because we just can't allow the school district and our kids to fail. We just can't sit here and do nothing. So we're actually going to be working a little bit more in tandem with them to see that they get the things that they need so that these kids can flourish.
Right. I know we have Noah Burrows backstage. If we could bring him on real quick. Noah, welcome to the show. And Laura Curran's here with us. Talk about your efforts in Hempstead, but specifically, what would you like to see for our youth?
Well, being a teacher for over 17 years in the school district, I have noticed that we have had a noticeably gap as far as after-school programs and things that keep children involved in functional learning, or just things that keep children off the streets. Having them do something positive and do things that are constructed towards building, a mindset of production. And we have, I see as a positive thing that the Boys and Girls Club in any community, but more so within Hempstead, is definitely needed. And that's why, I have I had no second thoughts about working with you, Steve, because I know it's something that's needed. And I've spoken to Trustee Boone about that also. It's very important that we try and bring that thing back to Hempstead, because it's just something that all kids in all communities need. Hempstead being a minority community, it's one of the communities that would need something like the Boys and Girls Club more than anything.
Right.
I've also spoken with some certain organizations in the NFL and try and help see what they could help as far as bringing other entities back within the village, because the Jets' home, Hempstead was a home for the Jets for many years. So they're interested in helping, and I'm looking to do whatever I can to help bridge the gap and make those things something that Hempstead has back in the community.
Thank you, Noah. Executive, what do you think about what's being said?
Oh, I couldn't agree more. We really have to reach our young people, engage them, and a group like Boys and Girls Club I think, has been so well positioned to do that. We at the county, we partner through our Office of Youth Services under the direction of Dana Boylan. We provide funding and other support and coordination with a lot of youth programs. And actually, because with the extra federal money that we have, we're proposing to do even more with that, with the ones that we work with. It's so important to engage with youth, to give them, as the video so beautifully laid out, to give them direction, to give them guidance, and just for them to know that there is somebody who believes in them and is invested in their success. to give them that confidence. That's the key, I
Right.
think, for especially for young people, to get that confidence. And then going back to what we talked about before with isolation,
Right.
too much time on social media, not interacting with people, I think can be a confidence sapper.
Yeah.
So we want to help them as much as we can.
Definitely. I think I want to bring on Mel Campos right now. Real quick. He's the CEO of the Mount Vernon Boys and Girls Club, and he was former tri-state regional director of all the Boys and Girls Club in Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. Mel, are you there, sir?
I am here, Steve. How are you?
Thank you. This is the Nassau County Executive Laura Curran. Say hi.
How do you do?
How are you, County Executive? Pleasure to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
Thank you. Mel, just talk about real quickly the need for a Boys and Girls Club or a program like that in each community.
Well, every community needs a Boys and Girls Club. Hempstead, who I'm a community I'm very familiar with as the regional director for the Hempstead Club for 9.5 years. Hempstead is a community that has youth who need positive people and positive experiences. Hempstead faces many, many challenges, challenges that youth can help overcome. So I am happy to be here talking and happy to assist in helping this become a reality. A couple of things that I want to share, and from my perspective, when I worked with Hempstead, the biggest challenge was our inability to gather a cross section of the community to support the club. A lot of people expected government to support the club 100%. That does not work. Government has to be a part of the equation, an important part of the equation, but it has to be a consortium and collaboration of people coming together to support the club. It's a concept that I call mixed nuts, where you get resources and finances from a variety of places. Establishing a board of directors of a cross section of the community is very, very important. If everybody on your board of directors attends the same church, goes to the same country club, hang out together all the time, you will not have an effective board. You need people on the board who, if it wasn't for their interest and commitment to kids, that they may not even interact with each other. That's where you get energy going, and that's where you get people who have different networks who can bring people together to support a common cause, which is the youth of Hempstead. That board of directors is critical. You have to have people who are philanthropic in nature and who have the resources to pull it together. People often ask, "What's the number? What's the number that you need to start a club?" And each community has to determine what that is. But as a point to think about, I think you need at least between $400,000 and $500,000 to have a viable Boys and Girls Club. I met with one community in Long Island, which will remain unnamed, who wanted to start a Boys and Girls Club, and I talked about what it took. And one of the gentlemen in the room said, "Yeah, well, I could do that for $25,000." So I knew they weren't serious. Youth development is hard. Youth development is challenging. And you have to have a community that's committed to supporting its kids, and that it costs money. Many people think that it's easy to work with kids. It is not. It is very, very difficult. And I know that Hempstead needs a club, and am willing to help guide the group. But the first and most important thing is a consortium of citizens who are committed to youth development. And I'll stop there, Steve.
Thank you, Mel. Ms. Curran, you have anything to say to that?
No, I think he's absolutely right with the board of directors. If you have a board of directors with a strong network, and you got to raise the money, that can be the key to real success. If you have, you can sell it to get yourself a great board that you live. I think you live and die by the board. You really do.
Right. Tony, final thoughts.
Well, my final thoughts are, we're coming off the heels of this pandemic. And like you stated I have full confidence that come September, our schools and our programs are going to be in full throttle.
Yeah.
And we have a wonderful opportunity. And I think that's actually critical right now that we actually focus and concentrate on ensuring that resources are available for our youth, because after being isolated, as you stated, for well over a year, I think that it's time to re-engage. And I think that they're actually open and willing to be re-engaged physically. They want to be around their friends, and for us to have the ability to provide services that provide a safe, nurturing environment to help be partners in that whole educational process, with the parents, with the community. As Mr. Boone said, I love what you said about partnering with the school to ensure that what we have is in place and is, conducive to overall success for our students, for our kids.
Mr. Boone?
I do agree with what the county executive said, and Ms. Burton said in regards to the program. I do feel like the Boys and Girls Club is definitely beneficial to areas such as the Village of Hempstead in getting the kids re-engaged, refocused, just getting the whole community involved again as a whole, and getting things to go and move forward within the Village of Hempstead. So I really do believe that the Boys and Girls Club will definitely be beneficial. If there's anything that I can do on my behalf, on my end, they definitely have my support.
Well, thank you so very much. I know it's a holiday weekend, so happy Independence Day to you guys,
Same to you.
and taking time in your busy
Safe,
schedule.
absolutely.
And thank you. And we have a couple more things we want to take care of, but we need to bring in Ashley Blum here to the set. And thank you guys. Thanks, Noah. Thank you, Mel, for everything that you do. God bless you guys, and have a great holiday.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Happy.
And Ashley Blum, this is her first year anniversary of her show, Teen Talk, and we're going to put her up on the screen here. And last night was her anniversary show, and she did a great job, and it's 1 year. She's 16 years old, and I think I met her when she was, 4 years old? I don't know how old were you? But
Maybe not 4.
No, but talk about 1 year of doing your show.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's been a crazy ride, that's for sure. It hasn't been easy. I started a year ago today, actually, which is very exciting. I had my first ever show on this network, and I've known you since I was 13.
Okay, it wasn't 4. Okay.
So you were kind of close.
Okay, now it makes me feel a little younger. So I don't
I'm
know.
16 years old now, and the journey of doing these episodes on Teen Talk, it's been absolutely amazing. My show is all about inspiring others and showing people that the impossible is possible, and showing people that they might not be perfect, but that they're limited edition. And I'm
Right.
very open with the fact that I've gone through adversity. I'm very open about my flaws, because I feel like being transparent and authentic, that's the best way that we can create change in our world. So I've interviewed guests from all walks of life. We do a lot of mental health awareness, anti-bullying, community involvement, disability acceptance, and being able to meet 1 to 3 new guests every week. It's an absolute honor, because I don't just learn more about the world, I learn more about myself every
Right.
week. And hopefully cheers to many, many more years of doing this. It's
Definitely.
really my passion.
This is actually a cool moment. We have the current county executive and the future county executive here. Right? This is like incredible. That's how I bring people together. But you have a quick question from Ms.
Yeah.
Kern.
Well, hi, Laura. Thank you so
Hello.
much for coming on. It's such an honor to have you here, on our network, talking about all the things that need to be dealt with in our society. There's so much going on with COVID, the pandemic, everything. And I love what y'all were talking about with the schools. Coming from a high school student, I can definitely say it's all true.
What grade are you going into next
I'm going to
year?
be a senior, which is very
Oh,
exciting.
wow.
Hopefully we get that senior year that we
Yeah.
all want.
Yeah.
But coming from someone who does a lot of community service, I have a New York pageant title. Why do you think it's important for teens in our generation to get involved in the community, whether that's community service or just activities out in the community, especially after COVID?
I just think it makes life more enjoyable and more fun. If you're
Very true.
And I say this as a mother of teenagers, if you're stuck in your room looking at TikTok all day, you're not going to feel very good about yourself, and you're really not doing much to make the world a better place. So the more you're engaged, the more fulfilling it is for you personally, but also that opens up doors of possibility.
Right.
If you get to know people, if you start making relationships with people, if you take a class or learn about something or whatever it is, you don't know what that's going to lead to. So the more you're engaged, the more avenues of possibility and avenues of opportunity open up for you.
Definitely.
That's great. I mean, this is a great thing that we're bringing people together. It's Independence Day.
Yeah.
1 year. Congratulations. Give
Thank
Ashley
you.
Blum a round of
Thank you
applause
so
here.
much.
All the people in the studio audience here. It is a great time. But we have a partner here. His name is Tyler Gianchetti. He has his
Yes.
own show. And I think you have a special musical performance that you want to do for.
We do.
So let's bring Tyler up, and if we could bring him up back with his dulcimer. And these guys perform at a lot of fundraisers in the community.
Oh, that's
So they wanted to do this song for you. But what are you guys going to be doing?
So this is a song that has kind of become one of our calling cards. It's called "Without You" by the band Ashes Remain, and of course we have the joke Ashes, and her name's Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. But it's kind of become one of our signatures.
Definitely a trademark of ours.
And we figured it would be fitting to play it on the show because Nassau County wouldn't be where it is without you, and we wouldn't be where we are without you.
Without anyone in the
without
network.
anyone. So
Thank
providing edutainment and
Edutainment.
edutainment. You're gonna have fun, but you're gonna learn something. But you're gonna have fun while doing it.
That's right. And Tyler co-hosts the show with Rachel Barcelona, who you met.
Oh, yeah.
So they
She did a
do
beautiful
a
job.
show, the
Yeah.
Youth Heroes show. But you have a song. What song you got?
We do. It was Without You.
Okay.
So
Let's take it away.
Take it away.
Underneath the cold November sky, I'll wait for you. As the pages of my life roll by, I'll wait for you. I'm so desperate just to see your face. Meet me in this broken place. Hold me now, I need to feel you. Show me how to make it new again. There's no one I can run to, and nothing I could ever do. I'm nowhere if I'm here without you. Oh, oh, oh. Even if you take it all away, I'll wait for you. Even when the light begins to fade, I'll wait for you. I'm so desperate calling out your name. Meet me in this broken place. Hold me now, I need to feel you. Show me how to make it new again. There's no one I can run to, and nothing I could ever do. I'm nowhere if I'm here. I'm tired of running and wrestling with these angels. I lay down my life and I surrender. Oh, now I need to feel you. Show me how to make it new again. There's no one I can run to, and nothing I could ever do. Oh, now I need to feel you. Show me how to make it new again. There's no one I can run to, and nothing I could ever do. I'm nowhere if I'm here without you. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys are really good. Thank you. Really sing. I'm really impressed.
I think you guys should have your own show or there's something like that.
We should do like a variety show.
That's
or something.
right.
You never
That's
know.
right.
You never
That's
know,
right.
Steve.
But
really great.
we have a final thing. We'd be remiss if we didn't have a little present for you for coming out today. Did you bring the present?
Me.
You didn't, Tyler?
I didn't bring a present.
You didn't bring it.
Steve,
I didn't bring it.
I thought our.
But you were
our
supposed to
presents
pick it
were-
I
up.
thought it was your fault.
No, I
thought
got
that
to do
it was
all
your
this.
fault.
It's
I
usually
gotta-
my fault.
No, you know what? Rihanna. Where's Rihanna? Here's Rihanna.
Oh,
Come on
see,
out.
I knew it. See,
Rihanna,
I told
come on out.
Rihanna.
Someone got
Okay.
it.
I told Rihanna to pick up the present. See, I'm always on top.
Here we go. So
Totally.
why don't you give it to Miss
Wow,
Karen?
is this for me? That's everyone. Look at her T-shirt. Aw.
That is great. You have to open it
All
up
right, I have
because
to
it said
open it
like
up.
yep, you have to open it up. Rihanna.
Wow, that's so nice of you. It's very thoughtful.
Yeah, Rihanna has her own show too called Kitty Corner.
Really?
And she's 8 years old.
Wow, look at this, guys.
You want to read that?
Aw, Thank you very much.
You want to read that?
Okay.
Okay, let her read
here you
that.
go.
Presented to Laura Curran, Nassau County Executive, in recognition and honor of your
Advocacy.
advocacy and leadership for all Nassau County residents since 2018. Your dedication and commitment to excellence has been truly inspirational. It is with deep appreciation and support of your lasting engagement to ensuring the well-being of the communities and residents you serve that we proudly stand behind you and your outstanding mission. May God bless you and your family always. Chapters Community Support Service Chapters Network, Steve Vaccaro, July 2nd, 2021.
Thank you so much, Rihanna. You're a good soul and a good reader. Thank you.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
Made my day. Can I have
There
a high
we
five?
go.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Rihanna, give Rihanna a round of applause again. Not an easy job. You did a great job. So, real quick, 2021 halfway done. What's some of your goals for the second half?
Come back, build back stronger, support our businesses, get a little more housing done here in the county of Nassau. We need to keep our young people. We see how talented they are. We don't want to lose them. We need affordable places for them to live. That's something that's very high on my list. Economic development and making sure that we're reaching all of our diverse communities, that we're connecting with them. And for everyone to know we are public servants. We are your servants. We are here to serve you in government.
Thank you. Nassau County Executive Laura Curran. Oh, we have one more thing, I think. You got more presents for us?
Now I've got a little something for you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you
Rihanna,
very
this
much.
is like Christmas
So
right
this
now.
is for Steve,
Okay.
for your community service, for your help in the mental health fields, and everything you do to connect and
Laura,
reach
it looks
people.
like you're giving him a citation.
It's the positive kind of citation.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
kind where you don't have to pay.
Right, I parked in the parking lot, so
Yeah,
I'm
you're-
good.
you're legit. It's the good kind.
Thank you so very much. This is for the whole network here. Thank you so
Yes,
very much.
absolutely.
And God bless you. We're here for you and the administration if we could ever do anything to support your efforts.
Thank you
We're
very
here.
much. We are in it together.
That's right.
Thank
and
you.
Another edition of the Chapters Wrap. Thank you so very much. We're going to do a live little picture here. There we
All
go.
right.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you.